It looks like your son isn't gonna make it. The injury on his head is too severe, and I'm afraid we might not be able to save him. So I think it's best that while he's awake right now, you guys can go in and say your goodbyes. Again, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's good, fam? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to Where Can You Realistically Hide in FNAF. This time we're in FNAF 4. So I gotta get this right off the bat. This is just like the third building, but it's different in some, you know, so you got a little bit, you know. We'll see when I get there. All right. So look, here's the FNAF 4 building, right? It's the bedroom, you got the hallways, got all this, and you know, the kitchen, and then this over here leads to the mini game, like this part with the whatever bro's name is. And yeah, that's all we got for the FNAF 4 building. There's nothing more to FNAF 4 than this, because I would believe this is because Scott was, at this point, I think Scott was like trying to go heavy into lore rather than, you know, the big area, you know. And plus this game was very hearing focused instead of being visual cues. Golly. So he didn't need to do too much in this game, because when you think about it, this game was the most interesting in terms of mechanics. This game had the more things to deal with, other than, well, to be fair, Sister Location and Pizzeria Simulator are both different. You get what I'm trying to say. And in my opinion, this is the scariest FNAF game. FNAF 4 is horrifying, bro. And not because of the whole like mechanic switch up, which I mean, that is why. But bro, I'm deaf in one ear. I can't play this game. I need to use cheats when I play it, because I can't play this, John, bro. This game is hard as hell for me, because I can't hear. And this game does the two sides of your hearing. On the left ear sound to play, on the right ear sound to play. I can only hear out my left. So if there's a sound going on the right, I don't know. When I play this game, I go up and I immediately close the door. I'm not playing. I don't play that shit, bro. I go and I close the door. I can't do it, bro. This game is terrifying. This is the scariest one to me. But that's what y'all here for, right? It's terrifying. See, come the Big Daddy DJ. They figure out how to survive this show. Okay, let me not say that. But yeah. So I found some spots. I have some spots. Some of them I take from the previous video, like the second, or I think it was, I don't remember, whichever video it was. I took some of the stuff I had from there, which in there, to be fair, I only gave like one hiding spot, that being the dressers, because you're kind of cooked. And then I said under the bed, but y'all was like, oh, the Freddles are there. So all right, bro, we're just gonna let that be. Let me go ahead and spawn in everybody. So, yep, that's everybody. So we got Foxy in the closet, even though technically he's like behind here. When like, I think in the game, he's here, and then he runs to either side. I just put his spawn point in here because, you know, that's where you see him. Then I got one of the Freddles here. The model was weird to work with, so I just, the Freddles is gonna look weird. I'm just gonna leave him like that. I put Freddy right here. I just think it's hella intimidating for you if you wake up, he just, yeah, bro, staring at you. How you cook? So I'm gonna. I could have put him sitting on the bed like he's out here thugging and shit, but I'll just keep him right there because I think that's terrifying. Just waking up and just. Then I got Bonnie over here in this one because this is his hallway. Chica over here in her hallway. Then I got Nightmare, Fredbear, because I believe both of them attack on both sides. So I just put them here. You know, I probably should have put them together to make it look like they're kissing, but it's all right. You know, I'm not too smart. I don't think ahead. So that's all the animatronics. I didn't set them up in their poses and stuff because they're pretty simple like the first game. they have like one set location other than like him, Foxy, and Fredbear and Nightmare, because you know they kind of move around. I'm not gonna bother with Balloon Boy and Plush Trap because I don't consider this to be a real hiding spot. Like I don't know, these rooms, if anything, they don't provide anything. So I'm not gonna count this area. I'm just gonna stick to focusing on the main building. All right. So once again, you're gonna cook. You're gonna cook in this job. You're cooking this motherfucker, right? So let's get the first attempt out the way, right? I set the dressers for the first one, right? So I said both this one, and let's go inside of it. The boy Miles is back! He's back, but he's tiny. So, I couldn't fit Miles in the dress. I couldn't fit Miles in here, bro. But I still think a child could fit in here, bro. Look at this. Look at this. A child could fit in there. And look, matter of fact, because I will prove that you can fit something in the dresser and hide in there. Because watch, I will put something on screen right now just showing something inside of a dresser. I know you can fit in there.
Nova, come here. Hey, relax. Yeah, Nova, sit in there. Nova, sit. Nova, get, Nova. Hey, Nova, hey, wait. Yo, damn, yo, sit. Nova. Okay, Nova, come here. Sit. Get in here. Nova. Damn, son, can you just, Nova. Sit. Yo, you. Right here. Look. Right here. Why are you like this? Nova, can you just sit? Nova, come on. Oh my God. Stay right there. Stay. Hey. Why are you moving? Just. You wanna go outside? Man, can't have shit in this house. There. Something can fit in there. God damn, Nova. Come on, man. Why you gotta ruin the video?
So I just put Miles in here. And then I got it over here. No, again, no. Okay, so the dresser's out of the question. I proved that so the dresser's not out of the question. It's not out of the question, right? I put it there, right? So what are the other ones that I thought of, right? So as I was, just like looking at the game and, reading the room, like looking at the objects around the room, I put together that I put the wrong thing on. So I think there's like 7 shirts. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? There's 7 shirts in here. And then we can even count the bed sheets as well. I didn't even think about that earlier, but 7 shirts, right? What if you tie shirts around the handles and put them underneath the dressers to give tension, right? Because, okay, yeah, we'll just move that over there, right? As you can see, the door doesn't have the little notch to actually keep the door closed. It's not there. And in the official game, they're not there either. It's not just this room model. It actually doesn't have the little hinges to lock the thing in place. As you can see, it's just a handle there. So I was thinking if you could just tie the shirts and just create enough tension to put underneath the dressers, this is a very terrible that looks bad. I was trying out some new tools. Okay, don't make fun of me. It's a very bad example, but you can see what I mean by there's no tension on that cable at all. There's hella slack. They will open that door and they'll still come get your ass. But you see what I mean by tying it around the door handle and putting tension. You can even, if you had enough slack with the shirts, you can even try to put it over here to give even more tension. But I'm also thinking, the dresser itself, you maybe not even have to tie it around the feet of the dresser. The weight of the dresser alone might be enough to provide tension. But I would still tie it around just in case, right? Because the reason why I say this, right? This is foolproof. This will actually entirely work, right? Because if we're doing this realistically, right? I will talk about the game mechanics next, but realistically, no animatronic spawns in the room. Like this is not a spawn point for Freddy. This is not a spawn point for Foxy. In real life, they would have to get in the room. Foxy doesn't spawn in this room because of this. How Foxy works in the game is that if you go to a door where he's not at, he runs to that door. So if I go to this door and Foxy's over here, that's how he runs into the room. So if he's not here, I check because I thought he was this way. Nope, he was only chilling on this side. He will run into the room and get in the closet. That's how he works. That's his whole thing, right? And then with Freddy, it's more like just not paying attention to the Freddles to, you know, turn around, check the back and, you know, check the bed and whatever, blah, blah, blah. The Freddles end up spawning Freddy when their attention meter gets too high, like they're not getting enough attention, or let's say too low. It doesn't provide enough. But Freddy doesn't spawn in the room. Well, I mean, now that I think about it, he does. You get what I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna explain any further. You get what I'm trying to say. They're not inherently in the room at all times. They get there through your negligence, right? So this would work because they don't come into the room. They're not in the room by default. They get in the room due to negligence. So holding the doors down this way, boom, that's an easy 6 hours. You won the game just on that alone. Yeah, are they strong enough to rip open the door and still, you know, kick your ass? Yes, but they're also nightmares. Keep that in mind. They're not real. They're all in your brain. Like, you in the hospital, bro. You dying. Like, okay, I'm not gonna put that. I'm not gonna put the game mechanics or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. The doors are closed at all times. You don't have to check the doors or anything. They are closed. They're not getting in, right? So that's the first attempt. I think this one's 100% foolproof. I think this wins no matter what. It's hard for me. It's hard to come up with a reason why this wouldn't work, right? So that's my first attempt, right? And then of course, you know, we got the dresser and everything. I said that the first time. What about the second attempt, right? The second attempt, I think this one's also foolproof in a way, you know, I don't know. this one's hit or miss. It's more, this one's just scary to pull off, right? So keep in mind, right? This bitch big. This bitch big, right? She likes going off into the kitchen. When she's in the kitchen, you gotta do what you gotta do when she's not there. As long as she's in the kitchen and Foxy isn't in this hallway and he's over there, pull a fucking Phasmophobia. Hide behind this door. Why is the door not opening? I made a whole ass animation. Oh my god, where's the end? There it is. Pull a Phasmophobia, hold the door shut, bro, and hide behind the door. Cause they're not gonna see you, bro. They're not gonna see you. Cause like both of these doors are slightly ajar as is. I mean, yeah, maybe they'll be like, why the hell is this door fully open? And then you're fried. So like, I don't know. Tell me why this wouldn't work. Please, in the comments, tell me why this wouldn't work. Please, I beg you, fight me on this, debunk me on this. Why wouldn't this work? Why wouldn't this work? It works in Phasmophobia. Okay, not anymore, but it used to work in Phasmophobia. Why wouldn't it work in here, bro? I'm entirely convinced that this would completely work. Bro, it makes sense. It makes sense if you can fit behind the door, hide behind the door. And the thing is, you don't even have to hold it fully open like that. You can probably still leave it slightly ajar, just given like if they stand like in this position, they can't see behind. Like, as a matter of fact, hold on, the animation is still there. If the door is like that, right? Like, do the eyes and cheek. Damn, do the eyes and cheek. She's not gonna see shit, bro. She's not gonna see shit. And you can do it on this side. You can do it on this side, but the reason why I didn't put it on this side is because Bonnie is pretty much always constantly lurking on this side. There's no other way for him to go. But, you know, big bitch Chica, she goes into the kitchen because her fat ass is hungry. She wants to get a slice of pizza, or maybe she'll steal your fruit gushers or some shit. Like, fuck out of here, stealing my fruit snacks, dirty ass. But yeah, because you can hear her in the kitchen, you know, there's pots and pans, you know, she's cooking up a 5-star meal because she's ready to eat some ass or some. During that time, when you hear that, and obviously make sure Foxy isn't in this hallway, make sure he's over there. If he comes in here, he's gonna run in, remember that. So you gotta be quick enough to hurry up and get behind this door, because if Foxy sees your ass coming in here, you know, going, ew, and the door opens, yeah, you're kind of cooked. But as long as you get behind here fast enough and no one's in this hallway, you're good. And the same would go for Nightmare and Fredbear. As long as they're not in this hallway, you can get behind this door and you're good. You're okay. You're gonna live. So again, fight me. Fight me. This is foolproof. Just like the first tactic, this is foolproof. How do you lose in this situation other than if they feel like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro? I don't think that okay. So the next one, right? Let me go ahead and put these bags. I believe I need to keep these. So the next one is, you know, still under the bed, right? But because the Freddles do, because, you know, everybody was talking about last time, the Freddles are under the bed. They hide under the bed so they would get you, blah, blah, blah. I have a play on the first one then. Let's say the tension doesn't work out. Holding the doors together in this attempt. Wrong thing. Holding the doors together with tension. What if that doesn't work? What if let's just say for some reason it just doesn't work, right? Again, there's 7 shirts. You could tie them together and make a nice little rope. Would 7 shirts reach both doors like that? Let's say the shirts were too short, but let's say they were just long enough. Let's say they were just long enough. Bro, Papa Hercules hold. Papa Hercules hold, bro. You can't tell me this wouldn't work. Also, I forgot, man, I put this man on here too. Let's say the bet don't work, right? He's a spider. But yeah, say that doesn't work. Do a Hercules hold, bro. This is another foolproof way. You cannot tell me this wouldn't work. If you tie them up fast enough where they won't come into the room while you're putting them together and tying them around the doorknobs, you cannot tell me that this wouldn't work. Yes, you have to hold this for 6 hours. Yes, that is a long ass time to be holding it, but you're either holding this for 6 hours or you die. Which one are you gonna choose? Which one are you gonna choose? You're gonna Hercules hold this shit like your Mark Henry, like your motherfucker Andre the Giant. You Hercules holding this joint. And matter of fact, because I gotta give a shout out to my mans, because my boy Mark Felix, bro, look at him doing this Hercules hold, bro. Oh my God, look at him. These shorts is like 500 pounds each or something. I don't know. But look at my man Mark. He's Hercules holding that shit. Yo, channel your inner Mark Felix and Hercules hold these shits like it's the Last Supper, like it's your final day on this earth, bro. Because if you let go 1 second, if you let your grip loose, they coming in and they getting your ass. So you need to do what you can just to win, just to live. Tell me why this wouldn't work. This is the one. This game, this one, FNAF 4, is the one that I think might be one of the hardest, but all the tactics that I thought of are so, like, they're good, right? And the thing is, yeah, you can say push the dresser in front of the door, but remember the doors open outwards. The doors open this way. Ooh, there you go. They open this way. They don't open this way. So putting the dresser in front of the door is not going to do anything. Since they open this way, it's just like, oh wow, a dresser. Kadoosh. Just push it over. And then you over here hiding under the bed like it's gonna do something as they won't jack your ass out. So like, I don't know. I think these are all doable. Now, given the time frame, night 1, all these setups I think are absolutely achievable. All of these are possible. It's as you get into the later nights where that time frame that you have to set up gets very short. And that's where it gets more difficult. Not to mention also, you know, in benefit of us, if we do get the plush trap and balloon boy mini game right, you know, skip 2 hours. But that's where the problem comes in, is do we have the prep time to do this? Other than the first couple of nights. No, I don't think so. So if we're talking night 6 difficulty, ramped maxed out animatronics, the survivability of this is it's low. It's low. But if we're talking realistically, you know, realistically they move really slow because in game time they move to each spot in like 30 seconds, but stretch that over 6-hour time, they move to position in like 5 hours or something. I don't know. I'm just saying shit, like 5 minutes. But if we're gonna take, you know, we're gonna do via game mechanics and just hiding what we can do in the game mechanics, and you know, let's just say realistically they do move pretty fast. Prep time is the only issue. It's the same thing with FNAF 2, where I said stack the TVs on top of each other. Do you have enough prep time to do that? Now, FNAF 2, that was a little more plausible because the office was pretty far from where all the animatronics were. That's plausible. The animatronics are right here, bro. They're right here. Just they smell the fear. They're right here, bro. The chances of you being able to quickly grab all these shirts, tie them together, tie them to the doorknobs, and then Hercules hold them in the middle, it's statistically it is low. And then, you know, say you want to do the bed covers and tie them to each doorknob, so it's just one long in the middle and like there's tension applied there. One, this is not reaching door to door. And two, again, it's a thick blanket. It's thick, so you're probably not gonna be able to even get a good knot on the doorknobs as is. So that's why I went with the shirts instead of the bed sheets, right? I mean, if there's like the little bed cover underneath here, you know, like maybe that would probably be thin enough, and due to the stretchiness of the corners, can probably build enough tension. That would completely work. And if it's too long, you could always wrap it around your body and sit down on it, and that provides even more tension to it if it's a little too loose. But those are the ideas that I thought of, and I think that these are not foolproof, right? Because let's just say them motherfuckers they gonna manhandle you, bruh. If they open the door, you're just gonna go, you're just getting out here, bruh. Man, now that I'm thinking about this more, I cooked myself. Maybe you can't Nah, you can survive this jump. You can survive. I don't care. My plans are foolproof. We always live in when I'm the one who's making the escape guide. You know, in DJ's guide to survive in FNAF, I don't lose. I always win. And with that, that's where Can You Realistically Hide in FNAF 4. So, but yeah, if you like the video, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I appreciate you for watching this far. I appreciate you for supporting me in this little series. You know, I didn't expect this to blow up the way that it did, and I know it's a long time between videos, but like, don't think that as I hate doing these. I love doing these. I just don't like milking. Just didn't want to milk this little quote unquote franchise that I'm doing. You know, I honestly don't know if I will do the next FNAF games because, in my opinion, they're impossible. They're too big. Sister Location is too big of a game. Yes, can I talk about that computer area? Sure, but other than that, the whole building, it's a lot. If you guys want it that bad, I can go for it. Same goes for Pizzeria Simulator. The building itself isn't too big, but the office is really bad. We could try doing the full building. Again, if you guys want that, I will do my best to try to get that to work. And then I'm not doing security breach. I'm not doing it. That's a whole jump. I'm not doing it. But Sister Location and Pizzeria Simulator, if you guys want it that much, I will attempt it. I will see what I can do. But I'm letting you know right now, you're not living. I'm giving you a TLDR, TLDW, whatever. You're not winning Sister Location or Pizzeria Simulator, okay? Listen to me. You're not surviving. But yeah, if you like the video, again, I appreciate you. Rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see y'all in the next video whenever I get to it. Deuce. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's one more thing you can do to forget. Oh, I forgot. Okay, I'm putting this at the end of the video. There's one more thing you could do to beat FNAF 4. Are you ready for this? Wake up!